Hi there, I'm Max, the insurance guide for expats. So, believe it or not, but I do often get asked, why on earth insurance out of all the things I could have chosen for a professional path? And I get it, it's not exactly the most sexy topic out there, is it? And that's why I got motivated to share with you today a video on my personal why. So I linked two very strict conditions to any potential professional path to pursue. First one being that my work needs to somehow have a bigger meaning and a general positive impact on people and society. And the second condition being that my work just radiates both my core strengths, like it connects them, and it can also radiate just who I am as a person, as Max. Let's start out from the perspective of this expression that you probably will have heard before. A healthy person might want 1,000 different things. Obviously, a sick person only wants one, his or her health. And you see, unless you're a hermit, I think the following expression is also true. A person without money may want 1,000 things, but then a person without money will want basically one. And that's because in today's society, money is the exchange chip for basically everything. Maybe excluding health, but then again, getting access to, for example, healthy food and exercise, stuff that keep you healthy, is also bargained by means of money, isn't it? And so yes, money doesn't buy you happiness, obviously, but I can assure you that being without money, like really without, like worst case scenario, makes the quest for happiness way, way harder. And so the fact that you can choose to spend just a little bit of that exchange tinder, that exchange chip that we have, our money, in order to eliminate one of the biggest risks in a money-based society that can result in us losing access to basic necessities, education, life dreams, real estate dreams, and all of that. Well, honestly, I don't care what reservations certain people might hold against insurance. I just think it's honestly one of the best inventions we ever made. Because also, let's face it, as a consequence of being in a money-based society, we tend to experience loss or even hurt when we spend our precious and hard-earned money. But is that real pain, though? Does it really, really hurt? Of course, it's not really real. It's all psychological pain, right? On the other hand, losing or giving things up, like a home, like a certain standard of living, certain vacations, certain foods, holidays, your children's upbringing, I don't know. In the end, we're talking about dreams and aspirations here, is right? Well, that is damn real. And the way I see it, insurances are like a financial vaccination. With so many diseases out there, obviously you can't protect yourself against everything. But some of them are so vicious that, regardless of their probability, no person in their right mind would choose to not protect themselves or their children against it, right? So with financial risks, it's more or less the same thing, with just the one enormous difference that there's barely any general awareness about the risks which are actually threatening people's very financial existence, let alone among expats who've been brought to believe that Germany's social heaven, basically, that nothing can happen. So yeah, in short, that's what I kind of do. I analyse people's financial situation in order to determine which risks are actually threatening their very financial existence. So let's then take a look at condition number 2, and that's that I can stay myself as well as combine some of my best core strengths in order for other people to benefit off of those. So when it comes to staying myself, I find it incredibly important that people who work with me appreciate that I'm just a mix of many different things. I'm, a former traveller on the one hand, I'm a linguist on the other, and yes, I'm also an insurance broker, but as I hope you've noticed, people shouldn't expect your classical insurance broker with me. I've taken ideas, I've taken my experiences from all over and basically pulled them into, the Max that I've become, and you'll find many different things in there. Like, part of me is hippie, I'd say, but the other, there's another part that is a businessman. I'm also trying to do a one-man business here. Part of me is yogi, because I love yoga. Another part is maybe a gentleman. I live in Berlin, so I'm a city slicker, but at the same time, I do like to be out there, out and about, so maybe you can say that another part of me is Tarzan. And it's incredibly important to me that people who seek out my help will appreciate that and are looking for that exactly. So by becoming an insurance guide for expats, I do feel that I got to combine two of my core professional strengths, one that I'm a licensed interpreter, and the other that I'm a licensed insurance broker here in Germany. And my advantage is that I get to share it with the people I identify with the most, which are fellow expats, of course, because see, my personal background goes back to Flanders in Belgium, and I've mentioned before that I travelled for quite a long time before settling here in Germany, Berlin, which was 5 years ago, in the middle of the corona crisis. And so the point I'm making here is that I'm very, very acquainted with the very specific hassles and challenges of settling down in a foreign country. I know how hard it can be. I did have the added advantage of knowing the language in all of the countries I got to, and I know the proverbial it takes a lifetime to learn German, so that's where my services come in. I probably don't have to say that contract German is a whole other level than German. So I also understand that even people who, you know, got to like a B1 or B2 level in German might still, you know, be lost in translation when it comes to insurance contracts. And so yes, I'm there to guide people through the incredibly complex German insurance jungle, and just be there for them if they have any questions, and function as a portfolio manager afterwards. And that's it. That concludes my today's Why on Earth Insurance Explainer. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something off of it as well. Don't hesitate to let me know if you'd like to see any videos on specific insurance related topics, then definitely let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'd like to thank you for watching and hope to see you soon. Your Max for sure.